We could all benefit from a boost in our faith in humanity. Our history books and news media are both filled with wars and class struggles. It can be difficult to believe in our fellow humans at times, but there is good news. There has been a kind and profound event for every unsettling or tragic event in history. Humanity is endowed with a great deal of goodness. We have evidence of human compassion dating back millions of years. We perform remarkable acts of kindness every day, and we will most likely continue to do so in the future. This list compiles historical examples of mercy and charity that will restore your faith in humanity. Jesse Owens' performance and class at the 1936 Olympic Games are legendary. However, a lesser-known fact about those Olympic Games that may provide even more inspiration is the friendship that developed between Owens and German Olympian Louis Long. Long befriended and assisted Owens despite the fact that he was competing as an official representative of Hitler himself. Owens, who had already won 4 gold medals, was struggling to qualify for the long jump event at one point. Long, despite his Führer's open contempt for Owens, then offered the American star some advice, which enabled Owens to successfully qualify. "It took a lot of courage for him to befriend me," Owens later said of the meeting. "All the medals and cups I have won't be able to replace the 24-carat friendship I felt for Louis Long at that moment. Hitler must have gone insane as he watched us embrace." Long and Owens remained friends until Long's death in 1943, when he wrote one of his final letters to Owens. Wanda Dench received an unexpected response when she texted her grandson to invite him to Thanksgiving dinner at her Mesa, Arizona, home. "You not my grandma. But can I still get a plate?" "Of course," she replied. "Grandmas do that, feed everyone." As a result, a loving family was formed by chance. Dench had accidentally texted Jamal Hinton, a complete stranger, and Hinton ended up going to Dench's house for Thanksgiving because of the openness in both their hearts. 6 Thanksgivings later, the impromptu family is stronger than ever. A film based on their unlikely friendship is in the works. During the Revolutionary War, General George Washington issued a ceasefire order in order to return a lost dog to an enemy general. After the two armies clashed, Washington discovered the dog had mistakenly stowed away with his troops. Reading the collar, he discovered it belonged to the enemy General William Howe. After losing the battle, Washington's troops wanted to keep the dog as a bargaining chip. Washington, on the other hand, was too honorable to consider it. General Washington's compliments to General Howe, does himself the pleasure to return, to him a dog, which accidentally fell into his hands, and by the inscription on the collar appears to belong to General Howe, he wrote. While we're talking about our longtime best friends, it's worth noting the numerous charitable acts performed on their behalf. One charming example was an IKEA store on the island of Sicily's decision to leave their doors open during the cold winter to any stray dogs in need of shelter. They not only provided shelter for the homeless, but they also allowed them to sleep on a veritable cornucopia of assorted IKEA rugs. They also groomed and fed the dogs and even posted pictures of them on adoption websites in the hopes of finding them permanent homes. It is a widely held misconception that slaves built Egypt's pyramids. While some were enslaved, the majority of those who built the pyramids were skilled laborers and craftsmen who were paid for their work. That should be enough to restore some faith, but there's more. Though the builders were generally well compensated for their efforts, there was a period when their payments became sporadic and late. As a result, the first strikes in recorded history occurred when builders refused to continue building the pyramids. Though officials under Ramesses III initially had no idea how to handle this unprecedented situation, they eventually met the strikers' demands. Their payments became timely and regular from then on. The first strike in history was a success. The Battle of Castle Idr is known as the strangest battle of World War II, but it also deserves another title, possibly the most faith-restoring. The battle took place just days after Hitler's suicide and just days before the war's official end. As Nazi leadership crumbled, regular German troops were free to show their true colors during this brief window. The Battle of Castle Idr exemplified this, as US and German soldiers joined forces and fought together, along with French POWs and the Austrian resistance, against a force of Nazi SS soldiers. It demonstrated to the world that Hitler's evil could not truly take over an entire country.